Salute to the hottest chat in the MF game. You already know where we at. Hopefully everyone day is going well. Of course, I had to pull up just for a little bit, talk about the state of affairs. God damn it! Y'all already know where I'm at with it. Word has broken that the Canelo Crawford is off. They say it was off. Okay. Got it. My whole thing is, was it ever on to begin with? I'll talk about the media being puppetized by these individuals, always putting information out there, dangling the mother effing carrot. Am I wrong? How they always dangling the carrot in our faces? We go out here and talk about something, and then they throw a wrench in the game. Not just any wrench. You know, we're not talking about mechanical wrenches. We talking about those type of wrenches that crack you upside the head and they never break. The same deceptive abuse that goes on all the time when we want to see big fights. Clearly, Crawford Canelo is the fight that people want to see. Clearly, right? Clearly. You know, clearly that is the fight that they want to see. But they put Paul and Canelo out there. Obviously, you know, a licensed fighter who has one of the worst records in boxing. We will criticize a regular fighter to no end. To no end. If they had a record like Jake Paul and they was somehow they trying to fight for a title, we would absolutely crucify them to no end. If that was indeed a fighter who was in the rankings to fight for a title, and they had all them old guys on there, basketball players, former basketball players, you know. I mean, these fight fans go from one ass cheek to the next ass cheek. You know what I'm saying? The shit don't stop. I heard the other day, T.O. on the Boxing Voice Spaces. I don't know, this must, you know, it didn't take long for T.O. to freaking get back in the good graces of saying some, you know, some foul shit. Because they was just letting that man sit up there and talk like he was the biggest thing popping. You know what I'm saying? T.O. was up there saying, I'm a real nigga. T.O. said he's a real nigga, y'all. You know what I'm saying? He's saying he's not like these other fighters. T.O. says he's a real nigga. Go figure, huh? T.O. of all people talking about he a real nigga. I'm saying to myself, when did you come up with telling people, when did you come up with it within yourself that you was a real nigga? And what does that have to do with you trying to find a fight? Real talk. What does that have to do with anything? And then he said that he was going to be sparring Canelo. This was just last night. Now, when the news broke that the fight was off, that he was sparring Canelo to help prepare for Crawford, because Crawford is a boxer that moves, so he's going to be helping Canelo get prepared to Crawford. And I was like, you can't help Canelo do shit when it comes to Crawford, because you and him ain't the same. Real talk, you and him ain't the same, buddy. whatever you want to say, however, whenever, you know what I'm saying, you feel the way you do, you and Crawford ain't the same. Because T.O. was up there saying that it took him in his 20s to get 2 lineal titles. Okay. He said the exact same thing Crawford said. He said, when I became undisputed, everybody felt that it was cool to do it. And I was like, you just plagiarized what Crawford said. Because when Crawford was on there at 140 pounds, the only 2 dudes who was on there, B-Hop and Jermaine Taylor. You know what I'm saying? But T.O.'s up there using other people's one-liners to say that, you know, he did it in his 20s, which is true. I give T.O. his credit. He did become, you know, two division lineal. He did, absolutely. He did. And he's saying Crawford took to him the 30s to get it. Okay. Then he started talking about how he was mad at how they took Undisputed away from him when they put it out there, and then they took it away. Look, T.O., at the time, bro, I was sitting up here advocating for you. I was advocating. I was like, yo, he's undisputed. In the franchise area, he's undisputed. I was advocating, bro. And then the very same person, Mauricio Suleiman, that integrated the franchise belt into the equation for Canelo Lomachenko, and then, you know, you was able to become undisputed there, T.O. In the franchise, he let the shit die off. He let it burn to the ground, bro. So he was up here saying that he was 2-time undisputed before Crawford was. I look at it like T.O. back to clout chasing Crawford's name again. You know, he found a haven, a safe haven, TBV, which I don't have no problem with TBV. But hey, when I was supporting Teofimo Heavy, they had something to say about it. He this, he that. Now T.O. done came out with you know, some subpar performances, controversial, you know, racial insensitivity, talking about blacks and bananas. That just goes to show you, the people that's not really black, they will still embrace that motherfucker. And if you got a black motherfucker next to somebody who ain't really black, but yet they working together, they gonna look at it like, oh, it ain't that bad. It ain't that bad, y'all. Yeah, he said what he said, man. I've heard worse. He's okay with me. He's cool. Everybody, I mean, those individuals lap riding T.O., boy. I mean, they saddled up nice in that stirrup. They got that shit cinched down so they can't come up. You talking about a PBR, god damn it. Them boys are set. They ready to ride that bull. They let T.O. come over there and talk all that nonsense. Come on, bro. You let a fighter like that come over there and talk that shit after what he said and the performances he had. Man, you just gotta shake your head. You say, God damn, this is some trash ass freaking community when it comes to damn people standing on their 10, man, and being a hardcore fan with some integrity. Real talk, y'all. Seriously. That shit is crazy, man. I ain't gonna hold you on it. That shit is crazy. It didn't even take Ryan Garcia or Teofimo Lopez that long before they was back in the saddle over here talking some shit, trying to convince people. T.O. up here talking about, well, I'm gonna be over in New York just to let y'all know. So if y'all gonna shoot me up and it's come to that, don't get it twisted. I'll hold weight and I'll do this. I said, what the hell are we talking about? We on some mobbing? T.O. on some mobbing, some gangster shit? Come on, bro. Man, come on, man. You trying to live for your family and your son? Or you trying to go up here and talk that gangster shit, man? They tell me, oh, they say I ain't from New York. Then F them, you know, and this, that, and the other. I was like, oh my God, bro. I mean, this shit is crazy, yo. I can't even say it enough, man. This shit is just stupid. But back to the boxing thing, though. This Canelo Jake Paul shit is super irrelevant. You feel me? It's super irrelevant. You hardcore fans that are supporting this just because Jake Paul has money, and you up here putting that he's the A side and shit like that, man, this boxing, that shit been foreclosed on a long time ago. Y'all have no idea what direction y'all want to go in supporting the fighters. If there would have been any fighter that we consider to be serious, a serious contender in the division, and had a record like Jake Paul, they would be doing live after live criticizing that person. You know what I'm saying? You get a fighter like Crawford, who has all legitimate fighters on his resume, and they say he ain't fought nobody. But when it comes to Jake Paul, he ain't fought nobody but over-the-hill fighters, old, antiquated, special rules fights, and these cats up here celebrating that shit. Oh, he has money. He has popularity. So if we're going with the popularity and you select to be the clown that you are, please don't feel no type of way when I identify you as just that. If you want to be a clown, I'm talking about with a goddamn annual membership saying that Paul should be stepping in the ring with somebody like Canelo. And look, y'all, this is where they go. Well, WCS, you're forgetting that Floyd Mayweather fought Conor. Listen, there wasn't no special rules fight, and Conor McGregor wasn't 58 years old. He was never a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? He was never a basketball player. But currently, at that point in time, Conor McGregor was a two-weight UFC world champion. At the same time, the first to ever do it, legendary shit. How these motherfuckers be bitching over here and crying about boxing and going up in weight when Crawford wants to do it. They did not say a motherfucking thing when Conor McGregor did it from 145 to 170 and then dropped from 170 down to 155. They didn't say not a word, y'all. They didn't say not a word. They didn't say shit. You know what I'm saying? It was okay. They did what they did. Now, all of a sudden, you know, the same people that was at the Floyd Mayweather Conor McGregor fight just to have bragging rights, now they trying to use and say it's the same thing as Canelo fighting Jake Paul. Jake Paul, you want to give him credit for having a wrestling pedigree when he at a lower scale in freaking whatever high school or whatever? Come on already, bro. Jake Paul ain't never won no world title in another combat sport. Muay Thai, kickboxing, karate, you know, BJJ, MMA. He's never won a world title anywhere. But he's about to step in there, supposedly, allegedly, possibly, with Canelo Alvarez, and y'all up here bumping that shit up. Y'all are trash, man. Y'all are fucking clowns to the fullest. One thing about a circus, it never is short of open positions for the next clowns. It's always open positions, open goddamn job availability for some clowns. And these cats get mad when you address them on it and say you don't know shit about boxing. But y'all up here allowing Jake Paul, a promoter, to dictate his own fights, all because he got money. So therefore, we all know you can buy a ticket to the circus, and we don't care. We just dare to see the show. Okay then, treat boxing like that, because y'all niggas ain't taking the shit serious. Y'all busy riding off Crawford and Canelo like the shit don't matter, but y'all all about Canelo and freaking Jake Paul. There's no way Jake Paul has earned a shot at Canelo. No way. He had 2 MMA fighters that was retired already. Ben Askren and Tyrone Woodley, who are friends, and they was knocked out the same way. Fixed fights. Fixed fights. He has a content creator on his freaking resume. Ali Gibb. Then he has Nate Robinson, a dunk champion, on his resume as a boxer. He has Anderson Silva, a legend, retired over the hill. A boxer who we can say from a family, a pedigree, a family pedigree, boxing pedigree, the Furies. He takes his first loss. And Tommy Fury wasn't even in the rankings nowhere, bro. Nobody was taking that nigga serious, and he beat Jake Paul. Now people hyping up. Man, y'all are, I have no other word for the ones who up here supporting this fight, except, you know, you all are really showing the casuals who are just tuned in to boxing to treat this just like any other trash can when they was up there putting trash in and taking it out for it to be loaded onto the damn sanitation truck. Y'all not trying to goddamn build boxing up. I don't want to hear y'all talk about Turkey Alley Sheik no more. Y'all niggas are pitiful. Y'all up here whining, complaining, oh, we don't have no more of the big fights, but you up here hyping up Canelo and Jake Paul. Y'all are pathetic, bro. I don't want to hear none of y'all up here trying to act like you're the best. You boxing this, boxing that. It's not all of them, okay? It's not all of them. But it's a good amount of them that consider themselves to be special, you know, knowledge-based freaking enthusiast. Who have selected to take up residence in the community of clowns. Seriously. They want to support Jake Paul fighting Canelo over Crawford fighting Canelo. You whine about Crawford moving up 2 weight divisions, but your dumb ass are not looking at Jake Paul weighed in at 230, close to 230 pounds for his fight against Mike Tyson. Where is this fight going to take place? And if Jake Paul is saying he's the A side, if Canelo Alvarez is saying he's going to get the biggest bag fighting Jake Paul, right? What weight class is Canelo going to fight at? It's not going to be 175. It's not going to be 180. It's not going to be 185 because Jake Paul is going to have to get on some serious juice to cut down that weight without having a heart attack, okay? I don't know who he's going to have to go see. I don't know if it's the dude called Victoria. You know, I don't know where he can get, you know, the good stuff that he can drop that weight in time. But what weight are they going to fight at? If it's going to be a catch weight, what catch weight is that? That's going to be healthy for freaking Jake Paul coming around 230 and below 200. Since y'all always talking about weight. Y'all always talking about water on the brain and shit. Y'all always talking about Crawford moving up, you know, 14 pounds, and it's so detrimental. But now, y'all not saying shit about Jake Paul, except that he's a premier fighter that you want to see step in there, and it's going to do more ticket sales than Crawford Canelo. I'm out.